We just watched England make the semi-finals of the World Cup, so I can take a deep breath and say, hello folks, welcome to Grocery Dad. Now today I'm sharing 8 cheap as chips meals that you can turn to when your grocery budget is really, really tight. Or you just don't have the kit or the space or the time for anything more fancy. Now we're still operating out of our compact and bijou little makeshift kitchen here, a couple of multi-purpose cooking appliances, but no oven and no microwave. Yet none of this means, folks, that you have to forego good, healthy, economical food for you and your family. The last video I did was on the cheap, versatile whole foods to get in when things are tight. And if you haven't seen that one yet, make sure you go check that one out too. But this week is the next step. After you've gone and bought those groceries, you've got them in at home, you come back and you think, what do I do now? Well, we're going to answer that. And a big thank you to you if you commented and shared your ideas last time out, because most of this stuff came from your engagement with that video. So we'll do a few name checks as we go through as well. Scratch cooking, I know, feels a bit daunting for a lot of you. It's what Big Food's been telling us for half a century or more, that it's too hard and that you're too busy for all that business. Well, it is time to unplug from the matrix, my friends, and watch as your nutrition improves and your bank balance does too. Right, first up is a classic build on my onions and garlic foundation, and it's what I would call Mirepoix. That's the French version. That's what Catherine Boniface 3455 calls it too. Italians might call it sofrito. I don't think either country would thank me for calling it the veg you chop up first, but that is essentially what it is, folks. Traditionally speaking, it's onions, garlic, and celery.
I got a bit carried away there, folks. It's not garlic, it's carrots that normally goes in the mirepoix first. Sorry about that.
Sweated down in some oil on a low heat, maybe 10 minutes. And you're not trying to brown it, you're just trying to soften it and sweeten it and get those flavors to come together. And that is your foundation. And from there, you then build whatever it is you're building. Soup, stew, bolognese, curry, whatever direction you want to take it in. So pretty good chance you'll be adding another one of my 7 essential ingredients at some point. That was canned tomatoes. And frankly, if you want to do that, if you want to chuck in some garlic, you want to chuck something else in and call that your mirepoix, I don't think anyone's going to have a problem with it. But when all's said and done, it's 10 minutes, no fancy kit, less than 40 cents a serving to get to that point with some incredible base flavors for your budget home-cooked food. Next one I'm calling out is as much for the method as it is for the recipe itself. So you take your dried black beans, half an hour in an Instant Pot on high pressure with water, and that means no soaking involved. And that was the key thing that I mentioned last time as being a potential barrier to using cheaper dried beans instead of canned. Now, of course, if you don't have an Instant Pot, one of these jobbies, then that will be a barrier. But honestly, I cannot speak highly enough of the Instant Pot. If you couple it with the air fryer, it really doesn't matter how small your kitchen is or how short on time you are. You can make really tasty, cost-effective food in no time at all. And I'm not sponsored, by the way. Just think it's a great piece of kit. You will 100% get a return on buying both those appliances. So once the beans are ready, you Cuban style them with onion, garlic, obviously, cumin, splash of vinegar. Let that all simmer and come together and get friendly. And under 50 cents a serving, packed full of stuff that's good for you. And you just let that pot do most of the hard work for you. Thanks to Eddie Nothing 9610 for that one. Muy bien, my friend. Muy bien. Which brings us along nicely to a lovely little bulking, cost-saving idea. Mushrooms and lentils standing in for your mince, for your ground beef or whatever it is, in your chili or your bolognese. The key is chopping your mushrooms up nice and small. Helps as well if you want to hide them from picky children, but also helps to get all that moisture out, and that's how you get that sort of meaty texture that adds to the dish. Then you stir through your cooked lentils and beans with the chili spices and everything else, and you're basically there, right? Roughly 60 cents a serving, and however much actual meat you've got in the fridge just goes a whole lot further. Nothing exotic so far, right? But all super economical, incredibly tasty food ideas that are going to change the way that you shop and eat. Now then, on to cabbage. Yes, I have to do it because people like it, and they want to eat more cabbage, which does frankly make a lot of sense because it's cheap and it's incredibly good for you. It's cabbage. But if you cook it in one of these two ways, I have no doubt at all that it will be delightful. So first, we have the cabbage steak, where you cut it thick, like a steak, and you brush it with olive oil, both sides, salt, pepper, roast it hot until the edges start to char a little bit, maybe 60 cents a go for that one. That was from Egg Gnome 6266. And then Katie Diddy dropped in more of a sort of stir fry type of thing with your shredded cabbage, cooked fast on a high heat, some Italian seasoning, tin of tomatoes. Does sound delicious, I gotta say. So you want to give that one a go. Either way, it's 15 minutes of cooking, and you're definitely not going to beat this on price or nutrition anywhere in the center of the store where Big Food wants you hanging out. Okay, now this one came with more detail, so I've put that in the description if you want to try this, but the essence of it is finding those cheap lentils and split peas and anything else really that you can get your hands on for your soup mix. Then you get your pork bones and your mirepoix that we mentioned earlier, nice bit of butter, some pepper, some turmeric, half an hour under pressure, as in the Instant Pot, that is, not you, and you've got several days worth of hearty soup for the family, and it's coming in, yet again, less than $1 a portion. Cannot beat this sort of economy. And another classic, this one. Fair bit of French and sort of Southern European influence coming in with these ideas, isn't there? French onion soup, courtesy of After the Streetlights, brilliant name, who said they could live off of this for the rest of their days. Quite a big fan then, right? This is a centuries-old recipe, basically stemming from the fact that way back when, onions were about the only thing that was cheap and reliable enough for regular French households to actually get their hands on. To be perfectly honest, the economy and the versatility of onions hasn't changed ever since. 45 minutes on this one, start to finish, but just like the pea and the ham, you're not standing there watching over it, so you can get on with doing the dishes or chasing the kids around the house to pick up their dirty clothes, or whatever else it is that you like doing in your spare time. Now then, 2 to go, and this next one is a genuine trick that I haven't tried before, but I'm going to, and that's whole potatoes straight into, again, the Instant Pot in the morning. No water, no foil, just a low heat, and you leave them there. By the time you're home from work, they'll be perfectly baked. You're not going to get that sort of crispy skin that you get from the oven, but you top them with your chili and your cheese or leftover roast chicken and some broccoli maybe, and you are in business. All for about 2 minutes worth of prep, maybe 50 cents a serving before you add the toppings. So again, incredibly economical, incredibly filling for you and your family. And before you ask, I've done the calculations, and the energy you'll pay for by keeping that pot on all day is probably about 35 cents. So it's not a deal breaker in that sense whatsoever.
Milchreis.
And finally, all the way from Germany, courtesy of Deng Aveng, our 8th and last idea for today, something sweet to finish off your budget-friendly meal. It's what they called Milchreis, or rice pudding for the English speakers. Rice simmered in milk on a low heat, stirring now and again until it goes nice and thick and creamy, maybe about 25 minutes onto the plate with some sugar and some cinnamon, maybe fruit on top if you're feeling fruity. Now, I'm not a big fan, to be honest, of rice pudding, but Holly loves it, girls love it, and it is just so cheap and a million times better for them than a store-bought dessert or ice cream or any of that type of stuff. So we finish our list with something that is costing you less than 30 cents a serving, using a staple that you already have in the cupboard. You cannot say fairer than that, my friends. So there you go, 8 dishes, every one of them super cheap. Not just cheap, super cheap, okay? Thank you to everyone who shared an idea in the last video. It's your turn now. If you've got a budget meal that you turn to, tell me in the comments. Share it with the entire world. And if you're still learning, if you're picking up ideas, tell me which one of these you're going to try this week. Here is my essentials playlist with everything you need to totally revamp how you shop groceries and how you cook for your family on a budget that you control. Head on over there now, and I will see you there in just a mo.